All right, we're going to do one more transformation of a radical graph. This time it's a cube root. So I would just encourage you to press pause after viewing the previous video and going ahead and seeing if you can do this and seeing what the transformation is going to be. Now that you're back, it's the same sort of process we did with the previous problem with the square root. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out what is in front of the x. So I've got the cube root of 8. And then when I factor out the 8, that leaves me an x minus 1. And then again, the product rule of radicals says when I take the cube root of 8, the cube root of 8 is 2, and cube root of x minus 1. So again, two things are happening to this graph. The y values are being multiplied by 2, and then this is going to move the whole graph right 1 unit. So once again, I'm going to come over to my graphing board. I've already drawn the basic function. So the first thing I'm going to do, again, is I am going to go ahead and multiply all my y values by 2. So just going from the right side of the graph, this y value is 2. So when I multiply it by 2, it becomes 4. This y value is 1. When I multiply it by 2, it becomes 2. This is 0, stays 0. This y value is negative 1, so it becomes negative 2. And then this y value is negative 2, so it becomes negative 4, so right about there. So again, I'm just going to do this dotted because this is my transition graph. That is just beautiful. And now I'm going to take that transition graph and I'm going to slide the whole thing to the right 1. So I'm going to take all of the x values and I'm going to add 1 to them. So this x value here is 8. It's going to hop over here to 9. Going to make a nice dot. This x value is 1. Going to hop over to 2. This x value is 0. Going to hop over to 1. This x value is negative 1. It's going to hop over to 0. And this x value is negative 8. It's going to hop over to negative 7. And so now here in purple, here is the final graph. And looks like I hit all the points, did a pretty decent job. That is our second transformation of a graph involving a radical.